Hello, everybody out in Cyberland. This is your girl Misty Dawn, and today with Misty, we are going to have a candid conversation, and we have Amber Cochran to have our candid conversation with. Say hello, Amber.
Hello.
Today, we are going to talk about how women actually are very attracted to men who are larger than normal. And we're not talking about the bodybuilders and the wrestlers and the guys who are like, ooh, because a lot of guys are very self conscious. And a lot of guys who are overweight are very self conscious. And they really shouldn't be because myself, I absolutely love a man with some meat on his bones. Because to me, they're more loving, they're more caring, they try harder, they absolutely have a better heart because they're not all vain. And they're not all, I gotta be pumped up so that I can be perfect, and they don't expect you to be either. Because I have been with men who absolutely are gym rats. And they expect me to be a gym rat. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of far from a gym rat. I'm more, not the gym rat. I love to cook. If you can't tell, I know how to cook. And I love to eat, and I love to enjoy company. And I don't always want to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to get to the gym because my boyfriend's going to be mad because I'm fat. That's not how you do a relationship. And plus, it's so much better when you want to snuggle. And it's a better relationship all the way around, if you ask me. So, Amber, what is your attraction to larger men?
Well, my attraction is that, first of all, I like to ride.
Mm-hmm.
And skinny men, no offense, but there's not enough cushion for pushing. But I'm a big girl, and I need something there because little teeny tiny little skinny men, I'm afraid I'm gonna break them, and it's not their fault, but they're just so tiny.
They are, and their bones hurt your legs.
They do.
But there are some thin men that are really good looking.
They are, and Summer Halder is just awesome.
He could so put his boots under my bed any day and be my baby daddy.
He is. But I'm not saying that skinny men don't have that it factor, because some skinny men are very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
They're healthy, and some of them actually can pull that off. Myself, I prefer a big man because I'm not worried about breaking them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a top in bed, as I said before, and when I'm riding somebody, I just got to make sure that I'm not gonna break their ribs or something when I'm pushing, because I get rough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a pull your hair kind of girl, but when I get in there, I slam, and I gotta make sure I'm not gonna break a leg, or twist an arm off or something like that, because those skinny men, they just tear off. They tear apart.
Yeah.
They really can. But, plus, when you snuggle, they got a lot of cushion.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't feel like you're laying on a board.
I think the biggest thing is that they accept you for who you are.
Yes, they do. Because, they've been worried about how they look and how they dress, and people make fun of them every single day. And I was made fun of all through high school.
Mm-hmm.
I stood up for myself once or twice, and people pretty much stopped, trying to hit me and throw me into things and sticking thumbtacks in the back of my head and things like that. But they still made fun of me in the, na sense. And,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bigger people, they have that problem. And so when they want to talk to you or get to know you, they try a little harder. They're a lot nicer. They respect you more. And this is just between you and me, and
Mm-hmm.
of course them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're awesome at foreplay.
Right?
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
My husband's tongue is huge.
I've seen him stick it out. It really is.
Oh my God. But they have this way about them. They can always make you laugh and
Mm-hmm.
smile. And I think one of the reason that is because a lot of big men, they have this tough outer shell, and they can make you laugh and smile because they've adopted that. And they had to do that because of the things they went through when they were younger and they were in school.
All the ridicule.
And things like that. But they use that to their advantage when they're dating. And when they do that, they just make you feel like you're the only person in the world.
Absolutely.
And not a lot of skinny men do that. Most smaller men, not skinny per se, but most smaller men, they tend to make you feel like you're one of 1,000 other girls.
And as soon as they're done with you, those 1,000 other girls are going to come right. There's one to take your place.
Exactly.
Dime a dozen.
It's kind of like you're in the middle of an assembly line.
You're disposable.
Because there are 100 other girls who are willing to date them. So you are the one that has to work to make them feel special. And I'm sorry, but that's not the case with me. If you want me, you're gonna have to prove it.
Right.
And a relationship is a mutual thing. I used to say 50-50, but my husband and I have this thing where it's 100-100. You both put in 100%.
Exactly.
And if you're not willing to do that, then why are you still here?
Exactly.
So, I mean, those smaller people, they have this ego, and people fed it their entire lives, and they just don't. I don't know. It's just this thing about them, this air of, well, I just deserve it. Give it to me because you can. Because I deserve it. And they just think that they're entitled to it. And I don't find that attractive.
What slays me is that some men who are overweight, when they do get into the gym, then they get obsessed with it because they want to get the muscles and everything because they think that that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
When in all reality, the minute that they stepped in the gym, that before they stepped in the gym, they were perfect just the way they were.
Yes, they are.
And they have so much going for them. But it's society that has knocked them down, just like society has knocked us down because we're big women. And it's like, I had a friend, and he was completely rude to me because of the fact I was a big woman.
Yeah.
And he would say things like, if you would only lose like 100 pounds, then maybe we could get married because then I would love you like that. Okay, well, no. You can bite me. Love me like I am now, or, get the hell out of my life.
Exactly. Now, I can see losing weight for your health. Or because you want to physically feel better.
Exactly.
Because, heavy people, they do tend to feel tired. Or they get worn out faster because it's a lot of work carrying around all this weight. I mean, It really is. Not to mention it tears down your bones, and you're more susceptible to things like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease. All those things are very real.
A host of health issues.
I mean, and it's not just those things. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can get just by eating too much and being lackadaisical about your activity. But just doing it because someone out there is going, ha ha, fat fucker, that's just mean.
It is mean. And I think that society has beat everyone who's overweight down so much. That's why everybody's like, there's so much high depression. The suicide rate is so high. And there are so many men that are just, they try, and maybe their body type is supposed to be a larger. And they don't get muscle bound. Like, some men want to be like Scott Steiner.
Yes, that man is just horribly, personally, I think he's disfigured because your neck is not supposed to be bigger than your head.
No, it's really not.
I'm sorry, it is not. And your veins are not supposed to pop out further than the rest of your skin. And it's just not supposed to. And that particular man is just... And if you like that type of person, that's fine. But for me, that particular man is ugly. Because he spent his entire life putting chemicals into his body so that he would look that way, because he thinks that is the way a man is supposed to look. And if you're doing it for that particular reason, just because you think that you look awesome that way, then that's great for you. But I think, personally, for me, if you're not doing it for a profession, if you're not doing it for wrestling or boxing or bodybuilding, then you really don't need all those muscles.
Right.
You need to tone your body, yes. I mean, if you're losing weight because you want to be healthier, that's good. And you need to tone the skin as you're losing weight so that you just don't end up with 20 pounds of dead weight just hanging off of you, because bigger people, when they lose weight, they have all this excess skin just hanging around, and you have to tone as you lose weight. Right. You know, my husband told me that. Because he used to be a wrestler, so he knows all these things. He knows how to lose weight the healthy way. He knows how to eat healthy. He knows how to do all these things. So if you're going to do it, you need to do it the right way, not the wrong way. So you don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to do any of that. But to have all these big bulging muscles to the point where you can't put your arms down, and to have all these veins popping out of your body, and to have all this stuff everywhere just because you think it's okay, I think that's just horrible, because not only does it make you, in my opinion, of course, disfigured, I guess is the right word, but it also gives you this anger, because a lot of times, in order to get that way, in order to look that way, you have to take steroids. It doesn't just happen. It's not a natural thing for your body to have all that stuff. Right. It's not natural to do that. So you have to take some kind of chemical to get that way, to look that way. Right. So you're taking all these steroids, and your body isn't supposed to have all those things in there. So when you take those steroids, your body reacts to that. Right. So you're taking these steroids, and then say your girlfriend says something some offhand comment like, that's just stupid. And then you turn around and you slap her across the face. You didn't do it on purpose. It was just this reflex. It just kind of happened. But you're not normally you're not a violent person. Right. But you just smacked your girlfriend across the face for saying that something was stupid. So now, not only are you putting chemicals in your body, but you're a violent person now. Right. And it's not something that you intentionally did, but because you're trying to do all these things and look a certain way, your entire like life is turned all the way around. And on top of all that, you're constantly having to work out, and your life is always centered around this gym. So your ego is being fed because all these people are constantly looking at you. You have a volatile temper, so that at the drop of a hat, you could turn around and hurt someone or damage property, and then you have to pay for it. Right. And then on top of that, you have all these chemicals being pumped into your body. Right. And that, to me, is just too much.
It is too much. And I think that it all starts when someone gets made up the first time for being overweight.
Exactly.
Or they decide, okay, I want to be a wrestler.
Or a bodybuilder.
Or a bodybuilder, or a boxer, or this,
or some
that.
kind of profession where it needs to be that way. Right. When all you need to really do is watch what you eat, have some exercise in your life, a daily routine, you know, do it a couple of times a week, and then bump it up to every day, and then bump that up to twice a day. You know, something that would be as simple as breathing, like go for a walk. Or something simple, you know, and then build up a tolerance. And then when you build up that tolerance, add something else. You know, do it more often, or do it longer, or something like that. Because honestly, as long as you can walk a certain distance, like my doctor told me that as long as I can walk 15 minutes twice a day without getting out of breath, I'm fine.
Exactly.
Unless I'm not happy.
Right.
Because 15 minutes twice a day is a mile. So, that means that I walk 1 mile every day, if I can do that. So if you're walking a mile a day, that's 7 miles a week. And if you can walk 7 miles a week, then you're always working on your heart health. You're working on keeping your weight at a decent level. You're working off calories that you need to burn every single day that you put into your body. And as long as you eat the right things, and a lot of people do this thing too. They either starve themselves or they eat too much. And they always think that it's because that they're eating the wrong things, and that's not true either.
Right.
All you got to do is eat less.
It's all about portion control.
Exactly. But a lot of people think that just because you're big, it's because you eat too much, and that's not true.
No, it's not true.
A lot of people have medical reasons why they're too big, or like you, for example, you have a thyroid condition, and you have other health problems, and that's why you're overweight, because you barely eat more than a bird. You know, my husband, he has a back injury from wrestling. That's why he's so heavy.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people just assume that because you're overweight, you eat. And that's not the case.
And that's the wrong assumption to have.
Exactly. So as soon as they see someone that's heavy, they just turn on the ridicule.
Exactly.
So before you start making fun of someone, maybe you should actually think about what is going on in their life. Maybe they have a medical condition. Maybe there's something going on in their life that they feel they need to eat.
Right.
Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're getting hit at home. Maybe their legs are messed up or their back is messed up. Maybe they have to continually go to see a doctor. Maybe they're taking medication that makes them bloated or retain water, or, you know, there's 1,000 different reasons why people can be overweight. You can't just assume that because they're heavy, they need to be made fun of so that they'll get out and lose weight. Because when Robert put up his first YouTube video, this guy sent him a message and said, "Oh my God, you are so big. When you die, they're going to have a special coffin made for you because you're so damn fat."
And that was the wrong thing to say.
And I got on there and I said, you know, you really have no idea why he is that heavy. Don't just automatically assume.
Right.
Because that can really hurt someone's feelings. And then you're going to turn them into the wrong person.
Exactly. And I think that's the problem with most men today, is that when a woman is attracted to them, just the way they are, whether they're 180 pounds or 580 pounds, they don't believe them.
No, they think they're looking for they're looking for the knife. Because every single time I tell my husband that I think he's handsome or sexually appealing, he just looks at me funny. Because he's heavier now than he was when we got married. And he looks at me and he just looks at me like, okay, sure, whatever. Because normally, for a person his size, people just laugh and make jokes and just, you know, fly off the handle.
Right. And they're like, oh my God, ew, I would never date that, or I would never be with that.
It makes it 10 times harder for people like us who like the big men, because big men don't usually get compliments like that. So every time you compliment a person that's big like that, they're looking behind your back like, where's the knife?
Yeah, I know you're holding one.
When are you going to stab me in the back?
Right.
What do you want?
It's like my friend, he was thinner when I reconnected with him than he was when I knew him first. And when I told him, he's like, don't I look really great now? Because I'm really like a lot thinner than I was, you know, when you see me like 5 years ago. And I'm like, you look okay, but I really liked you like back then. I thought you looked better back then. And he was like, but I was like 360 pounds.
Yeah, I am.
I went, and I thought you were really, really sexy.
Exactly.
I wanted to kind of rub your creases. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And he just didn't believe me, and he wouldn't talk to me for a couple of weeks because he thought that I was nuts.
Or making fun of him.
And he thought I was kind of making fun of him. I'm like, no, really, seriously.
Yeah.
I had to like show him the pictures that I had of him with little hearts around his face. So
yeah,
before he would, before he believed me. So it's because it's just that society's mentality that you have to be the Ian Somerholders or the Shamar Moores of the world.
Exactly.
Before a woman's going to be attracted to you.
Exactly. Because no one really wants the what's his name? Jorge Garcia's.
Oh, Jorge Garcia. Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you, that's some spank bank material.
Yes, it is.
He is absolutely gorgeous.
And funny to boot.
Oh, yes, he's hilarious.
I love that man. He's cute.
He is just...
I love my husband, but he's, you know. A close second.
Well, if he was to knock on the door, I would have to be like, even if I was married, I'd have to be like, I'm sorry, I have to have a free pass for just today. Just for today.
Exactly.
But it's just because, you know, they're just so, it's just a whole different world.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and what I hate about it is that there's also like labels that are given to people who love bigger people. There is chubby chasers.
Mm-hmm.
Women are called BBWs. Women who are over 350 pounds, like I used to be, are SS BBWs, which are supersized BBWs. And big men are called BHMs, which are big handsome men, which is just fine, but these labels, there shouldn't be any labels for anything. There really shouldn't be.
Mm-mm.
There really shouldn't be. And I just think that, you know, that the bigger men, and I'm sure there's some bigger men that's going to watch this video, and I would hope that they would take away from this that there are women out there that are sincere.
Yes, there are. There are several.
That are absolutely sincere
Mm-hmm.
and really mean that they would prefer a man who is larger.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they see is that the heart makes everything else beautiful.
Exactly.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
So,
it does.
I mean, that's why I dated one guy that was thin. And it just really didn't click. I mean, it was okay.
Right.
And we got along and we had a nice relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it was just, nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And I remained his friend to this day.
Right, right.
But, you know, and that's been like 23 years, I think.
So, right?
I've remained his friend,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, it's just, I'm okay.
Right. I mean, it's not that, you know, I don't like, or we don't like the skinny men, excuse me. But it's just, you know, something that you kind of have a preference for.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and big men, you know, they really kind of need it, because there's not very many women out there who can appreciate a bigger man. And I don't know about you, but I kind of prefer a big man because they like to eat.
And I like to cook, and I cook like I'm cooking for an army.
And I need food. I cannot eat granola.
And I am so, like, self-conscious. If I go on a date with someone who's thinner or something, I'm going to order something to eat. Do not ask me out if you don't expect me to order something to eat. I'm not eating a salad.
Half of a salad is not food. That is an appetizer.
Right?
Just saying.
Exactly.
Half a salad is not dinner. It is an appetizer.
Right?
An appetizer. That's why it's listed under soups and salads.
Exactly.
Then you go flip the page and it says entrees. Go order more. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I know that my grandmother used to say, okay, well, you eat a salad here, or you eat something here at home, like a sandwich or something, before you go out to eat. And I'm like, why? I'm getting ready to go out to eat on a date. She's like, because you only order a salad when you go out to eat. I'm like, no. This MFer asked me out. He's going to pay for me a meal.
Oh my goodness. You know, that kind of reminds me about my date for homecoming. But go on.
So I'm like, this MFer asked me out to eat. I'm going to eat. I'm not eating just a salad. Are you crazy, woman?
Oh my.
But like, that's how they thought back then.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
So, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, of course, I would love to hear, and Amber would love to hear what you think about the subject of being attracted to bigger men. And we would like you to comment below. And if you like my scarf or my earrings, please go to craftclectic.com. That is run by Nicole Brown. She is the artist who actually made these two items, and you can order them online. And also you can order different colors. If there's not the color that you like, you can get a hold of her, and she will make you the colors that you want. And they're very decently priced, actually, too. So,
you can put that down below, too.
Oh, yes, I will have all the information down below. All of that. So, in conclusion, just let me know what you think. And we will keep this discussion going. And until the next conversation, we will bid you adieu and have a wonderful day. Mwah. Bye, my darlings.